Hi everyone, this is a very special video for me because our channel has crossed 1 lakh subscribers. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. Honestly, a few years ago, I never imagined that I would be sitting and making a video like this or I would reach this stage. Today, I want to do something a little different, feeling a little weird as well, but I felt like just sitting and talking to you from my heart and sharing my journey. A few years ago, I genuinely believed I would never achieve anything meaningful in my life. Today, this channel has crossed 100,000 subscribers. So, I want to share my journey. You never know, it might inspire somebody. But before that, I want to share a story. You may have heard this story before. I heard it somewhere too. But more than the story itself, it was the message behind it that stayed with me. In fact, it reminds me a lot of my own journey. I'm sure many of you will relate to it as well. So here we go. We all know that the lion is called the king of the jungle. Though it's not the strongest, it's not the tallest, or it's not the fastest. Still, it is the king. But have you ever wondered why a lion in a circus listens to humans? Why doesn't it attack anyone? Why does such a powerful animal obey instructions? Why does it forget that it's a king? The answer is simple. The lion is trained when it is still a cub. The trainers place some food as bait and dig a hole nearby. The cub gets attracted to the food, falls into the hole, and gets trapped. It tries very hard to come out again and again, but it cannot. After trying for a long time, it gets tired, it becomes weak, and eventually stops trying. Then the trainers take it out, tie its leg to a tree using a strong metal chain. The cub gets food and water and slowly regains its strength. Once it starts feeling better, it tries to escape again. But it cannot break the chain. It tries many times and fails every single time. After some days, it gives up. And this is the interesting part. The trainers remove the metal chain and replace it with a simple thread. Now the cub is strong enough to break that thread in a second, but it doesn't even try because in its mind it has already accepted that escape is impossible. There is something stopping it. The problem is not the thread, the problem is that the lion stopped believing. Now, one message we can draw from this story is don't ever forget who you are, irrespective of the circumstances. But the second message is what related more to me. Let's talk about that message. Many times in life, we fail at something again and again. Sometimes people stop us, sometimes circumstances, and sometimes we ourselves stop. After a few failures, we start believing that maybe we just cannot do it. I know it's easy to say, keep trying. Many people say this. I know because I have been there. There was a time when I felt completely stuck. I had a career gap of almost 10 years, 10 years of doing nothing with myself. I had young children. I could not relocate, and I did not want a full time job outside the house. I applied for many work from home jobs. You know, we get a lot of ads, isn't it? I used to watch a lot of channels where people used to read the job openings, they used to give the notifications. Some jobs were fake, some asked for money, some promised things and never got back to me. Some said you need to complete this course. One job paid me so little that I started feeling that my maid earned more than I did. But money was not the biggest issue. The bigger problem was that I felt I was not adding any value to anybody's lives. My skills were not being used. There was no growth, no satisfaction. Still, I continued for a few months because at least it was something. Finally, I left that job. But every time something failed, I cried. I felt hopeless. I thought maybe this is it. Maybe this is all my what my life is going to be. I should just accept it and continue my life as a homemaker. But please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying homemakers are not valuable. They absolutely are. I'm only talking about how I felt at that time. I personally wanted to do something more. I wanted to build something of my own because my degree, my intelligence, my dreams, they kept telling me, come on, keep trying. But I didn't know what to do, how to do. Still, I kept trying. And slowly, I started realizing something. Every failure was teaching me that maybe that particular thing was not meant for me. Maybe something else was. Let's try again. I failed, but I was not broken. Then I got an opportunity to work on a platform where I interacted with people. I was working as a trainer for English. That is when I realized I had one strength. I could speak English fairly well. Later, I started seeing people making conversation videos online. Their English was not that very good, but the idea looked interesting to me. And I thought, wait, I can do this too. I would love to do this. Of course, I had doubts. Me on social media, what will people think? What if nobody watches? But luckily, my husband was very supportive. That gave me strength and confidence. So I started. Honestly, I had no big expectations. This time, I was simply enjoying what I was doing. I was being myself, I was talking to people, I was creating content that I genuinely liked. People started appreciating me, they appreciated my English and my content, and most importantly, they connected with me. Many homemakers started relating to my journey. The channel started growing, it got monetized in 2 months, and today, after 2.5 years, we have crossed 100,000 subscribers. I'm not sharing this to boast about myself. I'm sharing this because there was a time when I felt completely lost. There was a time when I thought nothing would ever work out for me. And today, I wake up to messages from students, homemakers, senior citizens, and working professionals telling me that they are learning from me. Some even say, I want to speak English like you. I want to become like you. Trust me, that feeling is priceless. From feeling worthless to being looked up to, I have definitely come a long way. I know many women face this. Sometimes you're not allowed, sometimes circumstances, and sometimes you yourself lose confidence. If you are someone who has been trying hard but keeps failing, trust the process and try again. Who knows? Maybe what is stopping you today is no longer a metal chain. Maybe it has already become a thread. But you will never know unless you give it one more try. The moment you do, the thread may break and you may finally achieve what you have been working towards. If you keep telling yourself, I can't do it, or focusing only on the hurdles in your path, you may never discover how far you can actually fly. Don't decide your future based on past failures. Keep trying, learning, keep dreaming, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself and the universe. Thank you so much again for being a part of my journey. This channel gave me a second chance at my career and helped me discover wings I never knew I had. A heartful thank you to all of you. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this different type of video, let me know in the comments. Even if one person says, I felt inspired after watching this video, I would definitely consider it worthy of making. I would love to hear your thoughts. Take care and good luck.